This is the Kindie Rockstars Podcast, Season 5. Bringing you incredibly talented singers, artists, creators, and producers in the genre of children's music. I'm your host, Patrick Adams. Each episode will feature songs, albums, videos, or live performances, along with great stories from the artists themselves. Kindie Rockstars Season 5 is proud to be supported and sponsored by Waltmania Public Relations, serving the family entertainment community for more than 20 years. And now, on with the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Kindie Rockstars. I am absolutely delighted to have with me today David and Jenny, collectively known as Two of a Kind. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, Patrick.
Great to have you on. This is going to be a music video feature, so we're going to feature 4 incredible music videos and songs. But before we get into that, let's learn a little bit about you guys and how you got started into making music for kids.
Well, we started making music together soon after we met, but we moved into doing music for kids when I kind of fell into a job teaching music at a school. Hadn't been what I planned to do, but I found out that I loved it and that the things that I cared the most about making music were more true at that time. This is the late 80s, in work for kids than they were in sort of the folky adult world that we were in otherwise. And those two things were really participation, singing along, and social justice themes. Those were much more appreciated, among kids and the people who cared for them at that time, we found, than in adult audiences. So,
gotcha. And so, when did the first album for kids come together and come out?
I feel like that was 1994.
It was, yeah.
Gotcha.
In fact, I was pregnant during our recording sessions. Yes.
Yes, we have twin sons who came after we named ourselves Two of a Kind. People
sometimes
have trouble wrapping their minds around the order of that, but it really happened that way. And but yeah, they were, so we sort of gave birth to our first children's album and our twins in the same year.
Right.
It all cosmically aligned, it sounded like.
I guess so. Yeah.
So you've kind of been through an evolution of just music in general, going from CDs, I'm guessing in 94 that was the prevalent thing, to streaming and all that.
Cassettes too. It was CDs and cassettes at the beginning.
Yeah. So how have you kind of navigated those waters to the current day?
Well, it's tough. I mean, we still have CDs. We still sell them at our shows, and but so many people don't have CD players anymore.
Yeah, we used to make a lot more money from our recordings, and now it's sort of like, well, you got to keep making the recordings so you can get the music out
and we
there,
like to,
and we like making recordings, but we can't assume that we're going to make the money back on the money that we spend making the recording.
Yeah, it's a sad truth of the day and age.
Yeah. It used to take us an average of 1.5 years, I think, to make back the cost of making a recording. We also put more money into making recordings the less we make from them.
Yeah. It all makes sense.
But we do it we do it out of love.
Exactly.
It's not it is what we do it for a living. We've been full-time musicians for like 28 years now. But the part of it that came from recordings has shrunk.
Gotcha. Yes. So do you tour a lot now?
We travel a fair amount. We do a lot of performing, and we live in the Philadelphia area, and that's a really good area to be in if you don't want to travel, because there's a lot that we can get to within a fairly reasonable amount of time. So we do a lot in this area, but we travel all over. We just got back from California recently, and got to see lots of other children's family artists when we were there, which was fun.
Yeah, if you were in LA, I know there is a concentration of them down there.
Yeah, there, and also in San Francisco, we had gatherings of.
Oh, yep.
It was fun.
Amazingly, I think I'm the only one here in Vegas. I don't think there's any other children's artists.
Wow. Yeah. That would be lonely.
I know. No, there was another, but they were transplants from New York, and they might have gone back.
Sure. Right.
So, but if you're ever in Vegas, please let us know. I'll definitely bring my kids to the show, and
Well, we'll come when the CMN, the Children's Music
That's right.
Network, conference is there. So
2025. We're getting it together.
We've been part of the Children's Music Network for a very long time, and we love that organization. So
yeah, it's a great organization for us in our community and for anyone who wants to be a part of it. So, all right. Well, we have got you on today to feature some really amazing music videos. So we'll dive into the first one, and we'll kick it off with "I Want to Be a Superhero." So talk about the song and then the making of the video.
Well, we often do songs related to summer reading themes. And so there was a summer reading theme that was all about superheroes. And David actually wrote most of this song.
I guess so.
And, thought about like, well, we've had so many discussions. I mean, our kids were totally into superheroes
I think
too.
are,
Still
actually.
are. Yes. What
Even
kind
adults
of
are.
superpower would you have? That was the ultimate question. Like, if you could choose a superpower, which one would you have? So that's what the song is really about.
And often before we perform it, we'll ask the kids in the audience that question. We get some really interesting responses. You always get the classic ones, and we did more of the classic ones in the song. But in the video, you'll see some of the other ideas. Like one of our favorites was the ability to turn everything the color purple. We call that the Alice Walker power.
So she called it Purple Punch.
Purple Punch was it. So yeah, we just heard a lot of really interesting. The most bizarre one I think was the ability to turn everything into muffin tops.
That is bizarre.
I don't think an adult would come up with that one.
That one didn't make it into the video. So one of our sons is married, and his wife's sister is an artist, an animator, and so we worked with her to do the animation for this video, and we were so pleased with what she came up with. I mean, she really spent a long time. She drew each character and developed, wrote out what each character's power were and what they were like and all this kind of stuff. And she, we had some ideas about how we wanted the video to be, but she really took it and ran with it.
She had like a backstory for a lot of the characters that you see that she created. In fact, we have an idea maybe we'll eventually get to do, which is to develop this song as the theme song for like a graphic novel with music, where we would maybe have songs about some of these individual characters and some storyline and stuff like that. So that might come sometime in the future.
Yeah, and her name is Frances Kramer, and she's actually submitted this video to a bunch of film festivals and won some awards for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. No, the animation on this is spectacular. I was really impressed when I was watching. I was definitely going to ask you guys who was behind it, and kudos to Frances Kramer. This was really good.
Yeah. Well, we hope some other children's musicians will seek her out, because it could be a good way to. Yeah. She was really a pleasure to work with too. She's really creative, really nice. I mean, we are kind of related to her, but besides that, we just was really it was a joy. Yeah.
Well, her reference is solid, so I definitely might reach out to her. So. All right. Well, for those watching on YouTube, we're going to play the video now. If you're listening on the podcast, enjoy the song. Here it is. "I Want to Be a Superhero" by Two of a Kind.
I want to be a superhero. I am so much more than zero. I want to help those who live in fear. I want to be a superhero. If I had a superpower, I'd have the power of flight. Soaring high above the earth, I'd help to do what's right.
If I had a superpower, I'd be super strong. I wouldn't use my strength to fight, but to help other people along.
I want to be a superhero. I am so much more than zero. I want to help those who live in fear. I want to be a superhero. My power would be invisibility. I would not be seen. I'd use my power to set things right, then I'd get away clean.
I would be like Spider-Man with a cool disguise. I'd climb high and shoot my webs and catch all those bad guys.
I want to be a superhero. I am so much more than zero. I want to help those who live in fear. I want to be a superhero. If I had a superpower,
would freeze things with my hands. I'd shoot ice out from my arms and refreeze the Arctic lands.
If I had a superpower, I'd be super fast. I could speak to someone day to be a blur as I zoom past.
I wanna be a superhero. I am so much more than zero. I wanna help those who live in fear. I wanna be a superhero.
Calling out around the world, the galaxy and the nation. I'm gonna be a super reader and fire my imagination.
I wanna be a superhero. I am so much more than zero. I wanna help those who live in fear. I wanna be a superhero.
And that was I Want to Be a Superhero. The next song is called Be Who You Are. So tell us about this song and video.
Well, one of the things that we are very grateful for living in the Philadelphia area is we have a really strong songwriters community. And we have these regular songwriting workshops, circles where we, do editing of songs. And sometimes if we've signed up for a songwriting session and we don't have a song, then we have to think of something really quick. So and that was
It's good
the
motivation.
situation.
Yeah, good motivation.
That was the situation with this song. I was like, what am I going to write a song about? And I saw this book by Todd Parr that was in our bookshelf called Be Who You Are. And I started with that inspiration and wrote this song. And it kind of ended up being a little bit of a pride. It goes beyond that, but really celebrating individuality and people not being made fun of for who they are and for their distinctiveness. So
Accepting yourself for who you are
Yes.
and being accepted for who you are.
Right.
Yeah, an empowering song.
Yeah.
And it was first appeared on the trans and non-binary kids mix that Julie of Ants on a Log put together. We were really proud to be part of that. And then we recently put it on actually a grown-up album that was released just a couple weeks ago, because it's one of those songs that we sing for both kids and grown-ups. We have a number of songs like that sort of feel like crossover the work for all ages. And this is one that feels like that.
Yeah, so this one ended up being, I put this video together and it was more from online videos that I found and photos, and I just worked with it because I had a bunch of different ideas for some of the different sections.
Yeah. What kind of tools do you use for those? Like, I find Canva to be an amazing tool for things like
Canva
that.
is really, really helpful.
We haven't actually made any videos on Canva. We want to switch to trying that, but we've used iMovie most of all.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
far, but I know there's better tools.
There's lots of options, which is good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to play this video now. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, enjoy the video. If you're listening on the podcast, enjoy the song. Here it is, Be Who You Are by Two of a Kind.
I love to dance, I love to sing. Watching sports is not my thing. Sometimes I'm shy, people think I'm uptight. I've gotta be me, and that's alright. Be who you are, be brave, be loud. Be who you are, be bold, be proud. Speak up for yourself, don't follow the crowd. Just be who you are. I have a friend, loves to wear a dress. His parents were distressed. used to stop and stare, but now they've got friends who care. Be who you are, be brave, be loud. Be who you are, be bold, be proud. Speak up for yourself, don't follow the crowd. Just be who you are. I have a friend, came from far away, learning English day by day. The family left their home in fear. I said, you are welcome here. Speak your language, learn in your own way. Discover new things as you play. Bring more love to those you see, and make your own family. Be who you are, be brave, be loud. Be who you are, be bold, be proud. Speak up for yourself, don't follow the crowd. Just be who you are. Be who you are, be brave, be loud. Be who you are, be bold, be proud. Speak up for yourself, don't follow the crowd. Just be who you are. Just be who you are. Just be who you are.
And that was Be Who You Are. All right, next song we're going to talk about in video is called Mae Jemison. So tell us about this one.
Well, interesting that this is after the Be Who You Are one that was inspired by a book, because this song was also inspired by Mae Among the Stars, which is a great picture book that tells the story of Mae Jemison, who was the first African-American woman to go up into space. And it's a great book, and was fun to kind of try to get some of those facts of her story into a song in a hopefully artful way that we'd get more kids to know who she is. We're always happy when we sing the song someplace and there's kids who get excited because they already know about her, possibly from that book. But there's lots of kids who don't. So it's fun to sort of spread the word about her because she's a very impressive person. And then the other thing that's important about it, I think, is empowering kids in terms of thinking about how they can do great things.
Follow their dreams.
Follow their dreams, that's right. And actually, the Be Who You Are and this song, we recorded both of them remotely with Jim Coffey, who's based in Indiana. And we worked with him a lot, especially during the pandemic. And he's a really wonderful person to work with, too.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to work with him on something before, so he's a great guy.
Cool.
So, yeah, talk a little bit about the video.
Well, so the video, we found a bunch of images. Actually, we had one, I don't know if I should say this embarrassing mistake I made, but sometimes when you search for images on the internet, they're incorrectly labeled. So we had an early version of this video where I had an image in one place that was not actually Mae Jemison. And somebody wrote to us and said, I really love this song and I'd like to use it in my school. I'm a librarian, but I can't use it because I don't want to spread this false thing here. And I apologized profusely, and I redid it with the correct image in that spot, or I think I just took the image out entirely. But anyway, we live and learn, right? I mean, sometimes all of us make mistakes, and I really appreciated this person bringing it to my attention. I'd kind of known it wasn't right, but I just, it had been labeled that way, and so I thought, oh, maybe, so anyway, but I looked around for images of Mae Jemison at various points in her life, and had some fun doing things with the spaceships and things like that. But it's pretty simple, basic as a video.
Yeah. No, I love songs like this because it's a good catchy song, but it also teaches. And if you listen to it, enjoy the song, then you learn something about somebody really important. So nicely done. All right, let's play the video now and also enjoy the song. Here it is. Mae Jemison by Two of a Kind.
Mae Jemison had a dream to see the earth from afar. Her parents said her dream could come true and she would fly among the stars. When Mae was was a kid, she looked at the moon and imagined outer space. When she talked of being an astronaut, a smile lit up her face. Mae Jemison had a dream to see the earth from afar. Her parents said her dream could come true and she would fly among the stars. Mae told her class about her big dreams, but the other kids just laughed. Her teacher said she should be a nurse, but Mae would find her own path. Mae Jemison had a dream to see the earth from afar. Her parents said her dream could come true and she would fly among the stars. She learned math and science as she grew up. She ignored those who said no. She became a doctor and an astronaut till it was her turn to go. Mae Jemison had a dream to see the earth from afar. Her parents said her dream could come true and she would fly among the stars. On the space shuttle, a NASA astronaut, she made history in '92. Out in the stars, looking back at Earth, her dream had finally come true. Mae Jemison had a dream to see the Earth from afar. Her parents said her dream could come true and she would fly among the stars.
And that was Mae Jemison. All right, we're going to wrap up the music video feature with a song called Sid the Squid. Tell us about this one.
Yes. Well, this is another one that was written because of a summer reading theme, which was an underwater theme. And I have always thought that squids and cuttlefish and octopus are just really cool animals, especially because of the chameleon aspect of the fact that they can change colors and everything. So I don't even remember how I just started singing Sid the Squid, Sid the Squid. And then I just made it up from there. And we had an intern that summer, Mariah, and she helped us with a whole bunch of things. She performed with us, but she also created this video. And we found all kinds of really interesting footage of squids. And we put in a lot of facts about all these different kinds of squid.
Had to do a lot of research.
We
for this
did.
sort of
I
thing.
did a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of research for it, and we found all of these really neat pictures to put in for, and some video for some of these different types of squid.
Good.
And you mentioned before about, songs that teach. Obviously, we're very much in that mode. I mean, we do songs that are just for fun and are silly, but maybe partly because we started doing this out of me being a teacher, we've always had that kind of educational focus. And, we want the songs to be fun and we want them to be artful, but we often do have a point that we're making, whether it's a social justice point or a learning idea.
I know why I wrote this. This one actually was because David got me for my birthday a squid hat.
I got both of us squid hats.
Got both of us squid hats, and
Which
then I was
featured
like,
very
I guess
well
I
in
have
the
to write
video.
a song about squid. That's why.
You know Danny Darko, he's the only person I've
Yep.
ever heard of that creates material based on costumes, but we have sometimes had that where because we have a certain puppet or because we have a certain hat, we think, okay, we got to have some song where we would use that. So I can relate to that motivation. It's kind of sort of backwards from what I would normally think, but
I've already got the prop. Now I got to make it use.
That's right.
exactly,
That was it.
exactly. Yeah,
All
for presents, we often give each other kind of strange things compared to other people, I think, but that's the world of children's musicians.
Very true. All right, well, let's check this video out. Also enjoy the song. Here it is, Sid the Squid by Two of a Kind.
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid.
Sid the Squid.
I'm Sid the Squid, and I like to impress. Even in the dark, you can see how I dress. With neon green and pulsing pink, blue, silver, and red, my shiny lights blink. Some squids are tiny, they'll fit in your hand. Some squids are giant, much bigger than man. I'm a cephalopod, and I move so fast. In a cloud of ink, I'll slip right past. Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid.
Sid the Squid.
Pulse to the left, pulse to the right. Wave your tentacles and dance all night. Pulse to the left, pulse to the right. Wave your tentacles and dance all night. Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid.
Sid the Squid.
I'm Sid the Squid, and I'm super smart. I have some knowledge that I'd like to impart. My skin changes color so I can hide, or I send out a signal you should abide. I might flash red so you'll stay away, or I might flash white so you'll come and play. I swim alone or in a school. I'm a cephalopod and I'm super cool. Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid.
Sid the Squid.
Pulse to the left, pulse to the right. Wave your tentacles and dance all night. Pulse to the left, pulse to the right. Wave your tentacles and dance all night.
Throw him in the air like you just don't care.
The vampire squid lives deep in the sea. It's got a cape and scary looking teeth. Firefly squids light up at night. They shine in the dark, blue and bright. The giant squid is monstrous in size. It's so huge you won't believe your eyes.
Whoa.
Flying squid jumps in the air, then it's gone like it wasn't even there. The bobtail squid is the cutest little one. It glows in the dark while it's having fun. The whiplash squid whips its tentacles around. Watch out now, or you'll be found. Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid.
Sid the Squid.
Pulse to the left, pulse to the right. Wave your tentacles and dance all night. Pulse to the left, pulse to the right. Wave your tentacles and dance all night.
Throw him in the air like you just don't care.
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid.
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid,
Sid the Squid.
Sid the Squid.
And that was Sid the Squid, and that wraps up our music video feature. All amazing videos, and I'm just going to make the assumption that those songs can be found anywhere that you stream, download, or purchase music. So let everybody know, how can they connect with you guys, and what's coming up for Two of a Kind?
Sure. Well, the best way to find stuff out about us is our website, which is twofofakind.com, all spelled out, TWO, like you can see, kind of see above us. But yeah, twofofakind.com. And that's also probably the best place to find where we'll be performing. We've got a lot of things coming up, a lot of libraries. We'll be at the Turtleback Zoo in northern New Jersey a few times over the summer. Various places. So yeah, but there's a schedule there, and we're also on Facebook and a little bit on Instagram, so that our events are usually there as well. And we have a YouTube channel, actually multiple YouTube channels, and so you can also see these videos again there. And we have some of the videos embedded on our website itself if you don't like to go to YouTube. And I do encourage people, as much as people like to use streaming services, people out there may know that artists aren't treated there well by Spotify and other streaming services. We get a fraction of a cent each time you listen, so it takes thousands before we can buy a pizza. So I've been encouraging our audiences, if you really want to support artists, either buying physical CDs, or if you don't have a CD player anymore, at least downloading is much, much better for all of us. And it's amazing the response we've been getting to that announcement. We just announced things at our shows, and we for a while weren't selling any CDs for a while, and now almost every time that I make the announcement, somebody comes up and buys a CD, and sometimes a number of people do. So it just happened this morning, a whole bunch of people did. So it feels important. I feel like people care that they are supporting the artists that they like, and so when they hear that information, it reminds them that they can make choices that are better for the artists.
Yep, completely with you and totally understand. And David and Jenny, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing these awesome videos with us. And
Thank you
I
for
look
having
forward
us.
to talking to you guys again soon.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us, and thanks for doing this that supports
Yeah.
other musicians. It's a really great service.
It is my pleasure. All right, talk soon.